All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Bell Poppy. Episode 54 of the Top Tier Podcast.
Nick Hogan here. We're going to start with bus drivers, baby. We starting with bus drivers today. We're talking about bus drivers.
I don't know why this whole thing is making me think of middle school, the bus driver uppercut. You remember that?
What was that?
It was this video of this dude.
Oh, the dude that punched that girl in the bus?
He got in a fight with her. She was like pushing him. He was like, I'm gonna give you one more chance, and she did it again. He was like, "You going to jail now?"
Bro, that was terrible.
You going to jail? You going to jail?
Straight out of the Boondocks. We got another topic that's gonna be straight out of the Boondocks too. But we started with bus drivers because, as everybody's probably already seen all of this, the clips have been going rampant on social media. A woman by the name of Eboni K was she has her show, The Griot, and she was talking with Ayanla Van Zant, I think is how you pronounce her name. And she asked Ebony the question, would you date a bus driver? And that's just a small portion of the conversation, but the conversation actually ended up making some waves because she responded by saying, only if he owns the bus. And so people were having the conversation about like, why wouldn't you take the bus driver? And she was like, oh, because it's a mediocre job. Like, I'm not dating anybody that's mediocre. And so I guess the conversation is like, who's willing to date somebody for a quote unquote mediocre job? Like, it seems like only women are the ones that are making these types of comments about like these types of standards and requirements for people to have a certain level of income in order for them to be dateable. What do you think about that?
I think only 12%. I'm pretty sure in America, only 12% of men make over six figures. It's probably lower now, honestly.
That seems to be the requirement now.
It probably was a pre-pandemic prediction. Even six figures now, dudes making six figures is no longer the gold standard because of the inflation.
I think that because people are seeing that so many people are making that much money, I got to turn myself up. I sound low. I think because people see that so many people are making that type of money is the reason why we think that that's just attainable for anybody.
12% is so many. I mean, it's higher than I would thought, but 12% is so many.
I think that we see more often than not people are having higher incomes than ever before. Yes, because people are able to make money in any type of way.
Wages have been stagnant. Wages have been the cost of living and inflation goes up while wages have been remained stagnant for decades.
Yeah, maybe just the top earners. There's more top earners than ever before. I'd say it that way. I'm not saying everybody is a top earner. I'm saying because that's like, why else would it be such a trending topic that, hey, yeah, get yourself a six-figure nigga if it wasn't the case that you come across a lot of six-figure niggas?
I don't know, man. I mean, how many six-figure people do you really come across? I know we're talking about men now. I'm not just talking about
my own life. Not many, because all the people I talk to are like my age, young. Cause so
all the
not
people
many.
I know that make six figures are like, I know some. I mean, like, I got people in my own family, but it's not like a crazy amount. I got probably like a hand and a half people in my own family and like a hand on people outside of my family.
Yeah, I mean, but there has to be a reason why all these women think that they can just find themselves a six-figure nigga. Like a mediocre job to them is somebody, like you were saying earlier, that like bus drivers make decent money. It's not like they make like crazy amounts of money, but if you're making like $50,000, $60,000 a year as a single person, and you get married to another person, who's also making $50,000, $60,000, you now have a six-figure earning income in that household. But I think that the thing that people were getting the most upset with is that she was kind of in a way demeaning certain types of jobs. The word that she was using, because she went on the Breakfast Club and she was talking to Charlamagne and DJ Envy and a couple people from I think the Horrible Decisions podcast. And the word that she kept using repetitively was mediocre. So people were getting really upset because of the fact that she was kind of in a way demeaning certain types of jobs that aren't like the flashy lawyers, doctors, engineers and things of that nature. Now, as men, we do hold women to a standard. Like, no nigga wants to date like some ugly woman, right? So, but that's our standard. We were talking earlier about how like the tables, right? Everybody wants to have this conversation about like, what do you bring to the table? Well, and Steve Harvey was kind of saying that too. We talked about that too before. Like, I agree with him when he says like the table for women is the fact that they bring pussy to the table. I mean, we got to be blunt about it. The only thing that men care about with women,
I mean,
as it
for
pertains
the
to
most part,
women,
is she a trophy? Is she a trophy lady, trophy wife, trophy girlfriend?
Is she hot? And do I get some pussy?
Do I get some sex?
For women, it seems to be that the table is provision. So yeah, income is a part of provision. So I don't have a problem with it there. The only thing because I don't really have a problem. Maybe we should take it there. Like, I don't really have a problem with what Eboni K. Williams said in terms of deciding not to have somebody that doesn't make a certain amount of income.
That's her decision. Now, her level of success rate, I don't really know. I could say I only date women who look exactly like Megan Fox. Will I be successful? Most likely no, to the highest level. So she can make that decision, but people shit on the people who make the world go round. Not everybody's gonna be able to date a dude who's a doctor, lawyer, engineer. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of these men, especially, and she seems like she's an older woman. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying.
She's like 40.
She looks like she's in her late 40s. Like
she's talking like these little girls. She's talking like Sweetie out here.
Right? So you want doctor, lawyers, you want late 40s to 50-something-year-old men who probably have families, wives, children,
right?
To make time for you. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I feel like it's too narrow and you're not going to get a lot of results.
She probably won't get a lot of results.
People are making...
It's kind of like how people were saying that topic that was going around, kind of like would you take the 500,000 or the dinner with Jay-Z? Kind of like it was something like that where they set it up where it was like, would you take the nigga that's driving a Honda or would you take the nigga that's driving a Ferrari but he abuses you? People are really out here talking about, I'd take the Ferrari nigga.
Exactly. Money is that important.
Yeah, it seems like that's the table for them. So it's up to men to be like, if you want to get a certain type of chick, you got to have that type of provision available.
Maybe it's different because I'm a man, right? But I feel some type of way if I was a broke man, right? Like I was like, imagine if you were like the dude. Remember the dude who went to prison? He was like a light skinned dude, black guy with like blue eyes, whatever.
Yeah,
you like a broke dude, and like an older woman who's like a billionaire. It's like, come with me, be my trophy man. And you just broke, and you just living up under her.
That hardly ever happens.
That would make me feel sick. I couldn't do that personally.
As the dude,
I'm like. That disgusts me. Like
you wouldn't be a trophy husband?
To be a broke dude. I want to be a trophy husband who's a breadwinner. I don't want to be a broke dude living under a woman.
That's not a trophy husband though.
I just can't. Trophy husband in the sense that you look good. Like imagine you just like the dude. He was like ripped out of his mind.
That's not the same. That means you're a complete package. If you're the trophy husband, that means that you're like the gold digger husband. That's what that means.
I see what you're saying. Nah, I wouldn't, because you're still a broke nigga living under a woman, and it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not. You're even holding no yourself to the standard. Then. It's just because this is my thing. I think both people should contribute on some level.
Yes.
That's why if I was a rich man, I would be trying to date a woman who's on that level of money, because I don't want it to be a money power balance thing. I want it to be you got your own shit, you're a baller. I got my own shit. I'm a baller, and we come together and just be normal people. But when there's a money imbalance, it gets muddied. You really can't do that. You can't.
Then what's wrong with what Eboni K. Williams said then? Because that's if you're taking that type of tone, that kind of is in line with what she was saying though.
Listen, that's what I said. She's talking down on men. Her results may vary. Like she may have her own money, but how many dudes of that status want to date a woman who's older? There's nothing wrong with that, but that's what I'm saying at the same time.
I guess. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. About
that really is a whole nother conversation. But I'm talking about as like a mid-20s man. I'm thinking I want to date somebody who and I'm not a rich guy. I make a little bit above average salary. But the way I look at it is, I want to date somebody who's doing the same thing as me. They're working, got a job, got their own thing going. I don't want to date somebody who's like, Ellie, I want to move in with you or whatever and not do anything all day. I look good though. Yeah. We gotta get to hustle these bills.
So you want a bread owner. You want
exactly.
You want somebody who's coming in with some income.
Exactly. We gotta hustle these bills.
So do the women. So you shouldn't have any problem with what Eboni Williams said. You shouldn't have any problem with any of these. What's wrong with Sweetie? Like let me get a 6-figure nigga type women.
But they're on a different caliber. But I think what she's saying is what I'm trying to say is what she's saying is dangerous to just people at large. I don't know nothing about her. I'm assuming she's some kind of celebrity or something.
I think she's like a lawyer or something.
That's okay. That's different. She's in a different caliber. She wants to date a man of that caliber. Whether she's successful or not, I don't know. I'm not knocking her for liking what she likes. I'm knocking her because what she's like. People have to run the world. I just think it's classist. People have there's always going to be people who have to drive, and people who drive garbage trucks make more money than bus drivers.
Yeah,
but they get looked down on.
Yeah.
Probably because people don't want to do that job. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not a fancy job.
Or guys who have to I'm pretty sure there's a job where they have like these clogs and sewers, and then you have to put on these hazmat suits, and they lower you down into like just a puddle of just thick feces, and you have to go in there and unclog it. Them dudes make. I'm pretty sure them dudes make 6 figures. Because who wants to do that?
Nobody.
But people got to get it done. It's same thing, at least for now. It's going to get automated. But at least for now, we need bus drivers. We need train operators. These guys who run public trans, they are necessary. The world, in a lot of ways, doesn't run, especially in certain cities, does not run without them.
I do just think it's kind of weird that like we only hear women for the most part talking about, hey, we need a certain type of dude. We're only going to date people who make a certain salary. That I don't ever hear. I hear men like how you were just saying, say like Shannon Sharp has said this before, where it's like, since I'm making a certain income, I need a woman who's also making a certain kind of income, just because that would balance out the competition. There wouldn't be any level of competition there, right? But I never hear any nigga say, I'm not going to date that chick. Why? Because she's not a 6-figure earner. She has a mediocre job. Now, I think that one of the points that got lost in it, because she only said it on the Breakfast Club when she followed up, was that she's saying this in her opinion, this is a black issue. She's saying this for the culture to want to raise their standard of wealth. That's what she was saying. You get what I'm saying, though? Am I explaining it correctly?
No, you're explaining it correctly, but see, we're moving the goalposts, because then the narrative a few years ago was these niggas don't work, blah 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 blah, black community thing. Now that the new narrative is that dudes are working, but they ain't getting high enough paid jobs. Like a dude can't work a job and then hustle and get better.
Yeah, they want. That's what she was saying.
There's not only one path to success. It reminds me.
She says that she wants it to be a higher potential earning job.
Okay, I mean, she's probably talking about men, and we forget she's older. If you drive, it's different, and I'm not knocking you still, but if you're driving a bus at 40-some years old, that's very different than talking if you're driving a bus at 22. Okay. 22, driving a bus, save money, move to somewhere cheaper, buy some real estate, get started, buy some crypto, may make some money.
Figure out some other income streams.
Flip into some other income streams. But an older man driving a bus is a little different, but that's okay. I really believe a lot of women will appreciate a man who can take care of himself, can take care of her to a certain extent, and is a good person. I really believe that's enough.
It should be enough.
In her sense, I just feel like she's in a different caliber. She is a lawyer and she is making good money. She wants a certain kind of dude. Now, will she be successful? Because I always think
that's the question.
What kind of older? See, that's just a different dynamic.
It doesn't correlate. Like I think that everybody has pretty much seen that. Like if you're choosing partners solely based off of their income, based off what they provide financially, that is not a blueprint for success in a relationship. It's not the end all be all. Just that they make a certain income. I think we've all pretty much understood that that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You need more than that. It's about the soul of the person. It's about the spirit of the person, the energy of the person.
And if you just fit in physically attractiveness too, we can't dance around that, But
of course.
But like,
which is in the eye of the beholder, though. Like that's the thing.
I don't know, man.
A person can identify a good person versus like someone who's an asshole. That's pretty objective.
Yeah,
beauty isn't,
man. She just. I just don't, and just to end, I know I've said this, I'm going in circles, but I just like, people got to do these jobs. She may not fuck with the bus driver. Someone will, though. Someone will appreciate the dude who gets up every morning and pays the bills. Yeah. And if he wants to do more, he can go do more. But I don't see a problem. Like, let's look up what's the top end? I'm just curious. Top end bus driver salary or hourly rate. It's probably hourly rate. California, San Francisco. I mean, that's not enough to live off, honestly. But it's $30.
What was it?
$30.
How much?
In San Fran.
20.
Highest bus driver salary, it's saying $30 in San Fran, 27 in San Jose. I mean, that's not. I mean,
that's like $60K.
It's like $60K. I guess let's look at what's somewhere that might be better to live. Like,
it seems like she is like, because if her reasoning for it was that she's trying to bolster the black community and have us all pick up higher income jobs, it seems like instead of saying that you should discriminate based off of the income that a nigga is bringing in, that you should want to find someone that you can pair with,
right?
Who you guys can both build those types of streams together instead of doing it independently, waiting for, and we've heard this said before, waiting for someone at the finish line and then willing to join them at the finish line. Like, let's run the race together and figure it out together. I'm already bringing to the table $60K.
Right.
Like, as a single individual, that's more than enough for someone to survive off of and have a decent lifestyle. You're not going to be doing all types of lavish shit.
Yeah, but if you live
it's more than
decent,
enough.
If you live somewhere that's not New York,
like Los Angeles or New York,
Miami,
yeah,
I'd even say if you kind of live in like a suburb and like somewhere in Texas, you might be not a suburb, but like you know what I mean. Like
as a single person,
in Dallas
you're pretty good.
Or like Houston, maybe I think you could survive.
So if you pair that with somebody else who's making you another bus driver, y'all both bus drivers. You guys could then figure out how to own the bus.
Y'all could buy a house off of that, honestly. I think in a better market, I think y'all could buy a house. Maybe like
so maybe my stance has kind of changed. Maybe I do kind of disagree with what she was saying in a little bit, but I don't think that she was like demeaning anybody. Because let's be honest, like most jobs are mediocre. It doesn't matter. Like the word mediocre, I agree with what she was saying. It doesn't have a negative connotation to it. It's just a mediocre job. It's an average job. Like I don't think there's any problem with saying that. A person can be mediocre in the face. Doesn't mean they're ugly. But they're just not drop dead gorgeous.
Right. They're average, you know? But
yeah,
a lot of people,
average,
most people are going to date average.
Yeah.
I just think in her case,
most people are average.
She's waiting at the finish line. Remember, she's older, so she's already...
And she's at the finish line, too. So
she's at the finish line. She's not just running to the finish line. She made it herself on her own journey.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of women just... They get off the path and go to the finish line to wait for the other dude so they can get back on the path with the dude with exponential gains from being with a wealthy man. But like...
Yeah. But the other way around, it's like
for a little bit, yeah. But
the other way around, it's like we're not gonna wait at the finish line. We want the shit now.
Yeah.
But
so that's
something happened in Vegas today. We got some breaking news. Chris Brown apparently was the one who jumped Usher at his birthday party celebration. When did this happen? Yesterday? This probably happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's reporting on this. This sounds like it's straight out of the Boondocks, bro. There's an episode of the Boondocks that sounds very similar to this.
Where Usher was like macking on Tom's wife. Tom is like the Uncle Tom. He's based on Uncle Tom, but like,
yeah.
For those who haven't seen the Boondocks, it's basically like a black family of like two kids, like brothers who are like, they're like bad kids, but in different ways. And their granddad, who's from like the civil rights generation, they move out to the Boondocks in like this white suburb. And it's just all these like they have all these goofy misadventures. So their neighbor Tom, he's a lawyer, and he was getting macked on by Usher, who was just at the restaurant. And at the end of the episode, he was like training with like this dude who was like, you gotta get her in line, like some manosphere stuff. Yeah. And he was like, he slapped Usher. And Usher just jumped the shit out of him with his whole crew.
He was the one doing the jumping.
But in this case, Chris Brown it happened in reverse.
Chris Brown had some problems, bro.
Chris Brown had his crew jump Usher.
He's been in the news recently for for years now, for numerous types of assaults. I didn't see it at first, but I'm starting to see this man has some real problems, bro. This man he needs some therapy. He needs some therapy. What's going on?
I don't know, man. He seems like he's always getting into fights.
At his own birthday party.
He gets in a fight. His own birthday party. He gets in a fight like every year.
They said he was scuffling with Teyana Taylor. I don't think it was anything physical or anything like that, but that's what started it. And Usher got involved. And I guess he just sent the goons. We already know. Chris Brown thinks he's a blood. He thinks he's a gangster and shit like that. Like,
I hate these like wannabe gangster dudes because they even more like agitated. Like you ain't like, I feel like if you was a real blood, you could kind of sit and calm down and understand what's some like stuff to really get mad at and some stuff to really fly off the handle about.
Why he always got a problem with? He always got a problem with women too. Like Jesus Christ, I know it. I used to live with somebody who had problems with women. Would be physical with women. With women, bro? Like, you must not want no pussy. I mean, Chris Brown is in a different circumstance.
Different dimension.
Yeah.
he drop a note and panties are loosening. So,
but Jesus Christ, like what's wrong with this nigga, bro? He has some issues, but I just thought that was funny,
hit a tune and the ambiance switches. He hits the tune, but...
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man. I feel like he solidifies that Rihanna legacy every time he gets in a controversy. Like
it's really too bad.
He makes it worse.
Yeah,
because a lot of people,
almost to the point where it's like, are we canceling this nigga? Like, at what point? Are we? I think
after Rihanna, he's uncancelable. He's done so much shit since then that you would think he would get him. He did something last year. Was it like, I think it was something with like a didn't he like push a lady off the stage or like something happened where like a lady came on the stage. And she was like twerking on him or something like that. Or he was giving her a lap dance or something. And she was on her phone. He took her phone and like chucked it.
Oh yeah, he chucked the phone. Yeah, he chucked the phone.
Anger, like real anger. Like he has like real anger issues.
He does. Is that, bro? Can you imagine just being in the stands and you just get whacked?
You just get beat by a phone. That's like he just sitting there. He's like, This is a big
I
ass
saw
knot.
a couple people do that. I think it was Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny did the same thing. He like chucked somebody's phone or something at a he was like walking on the street or something like that. I can't believe that people are just doing that shit. Celebrities have a completely different mindset sometimes.
But that's what they forget is like they're getting a lawsuit for that. They're getting their money. Like
I would hope so. You think Usher's gonna put in the lawsuit?
Every time Kanye breaks a camera or pushes somebody, just get ready to pay $250,000. And I think he knows. I think he knows that. I think he knows. Yeah. Like when he does it, he's like, "Oh, I just spent $250,000 getting in troll."
I guess so. It's kind of like how Draymond Green just be like turning up, getting all types of technicals. He probably just has it in the budget when he's doing his taxes.
Every season, I can spend $1 million on technicals.
Probably. No, legitimately though, they probably actually do set aside some cash just for lawsuits. They probably really do that.
Because Kanye, bro, like breaking people's cameras and chasing after people. Yeah. And I think a year before, didn't he like tackle somebody? Like there was a video
went
of
after
him,
somebody,
like, he went after a troll and like, because they fuck with him. And they want money. They do that intentionally. Or like
exactly.
Mike Tyson, the dude was like bamming his head and like screaming at him and like on the seat.
On the airplane?
And he just turned around and started beating the fuck. Imagine getting Mike hands. I don't care that he's old.
I couldn't watch that video.
He was beating the dog shit out of that dude.
I don't know what it did. He
was like, he was in the chair. He was just like, and Mike was just do. He's like, do. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Bro,
he was like throwing water bottles at the back of his head, like, and the flight attendants didn't do anything.
He didn't get in trouble for that thing because that's probably self-defense.
No, they had videos of him just like terrorizing him for like an hour.
I don't know what
Mike
that
was
is,
trying
bro.
to give
like,
him a chance.
What is I've never felt the tension to be getting in altercations on an airplane, but it seems like recently people have just been getting in fucking altercations.
Like that all-out brawl. You saw that video from like a week ago? There was an all-out brawl, like on Friends Here or something like that.
Or just like people like dragging people off, like that nigga who was like screaming about the baby crying. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. He was screaming about the baby crying on the airplane. Why are people so tense on a goddamn airplane? Is there something in the oxygen that they're not telling us?
Bro. It reminds me of this game I'm playing with one of our homies where it's just spores are being released on this alien planet. And they said that people are getting lustful and angry and violent. We must have some spores on our planet too.
I'm telling you.
Because there's something in the water, bro. It's like just like in that game.
It has to be. Just
like in that game.
That's a great title for a movie. There's something in the water.
There's something in the water. There's an alien spore dropped on the planet. And there's people just getting more angry and violent and lustful and just have no remorse.
I was just watching a movie. My sister showed me this movie. It's called They Live. It's a John Carpenter film. The film was trash in general, but the concept was about you put on these glasses and all of a sudden you're able to just see right through the lines. You read right through the lines of everyday society, and there's like a civilization, an alien civilization living on Earth who is dictating every single thing that we see, the consuming, the marketing, the advertising. It's all just keeping us under like this type of like brainwashing or like this spell that keeps us in like in line in society. It's kind of along those lines. I serioused it out, but it just reminded me of that. Let's talk about this thing because we were big fans of Earn Your Leisure. They recently had an interview with Lorenz Tate, and he was talking about this phenomenon that's been going on in the United States. I'm sure that pretty much everybody has recognized it, but they were speaking more so to black actors being replaced by British black actors.
Right.
And for roles that are predominantly like about like black Americans, like black American roles. And I thought it was interesting as a conversation that's been going on for, I'd say, a couple of years now. I think the first time I heard anyone talking about it was with 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, yeah, that dude. I forgot about him. That's another example I forgot. I forget his name, but he's been in a lot of stuff lately.
He has a crazy-ass name. I can't even pronounce it. And then they were also talking about it with Kaluuya, Daniel Kaluuya, right?
Kaluuya. Even 12 Years, we forgot Lupita. Lupita,
is she British?
Sure she's born in Mexico. I'm pretty sure she's Mexican.
Oh, okay.
But I probably, but she's African, but like she was born, you know what I'm saying? She's Mexican, whatever. She's not American.
We don't really see it. The thing about it though, like we don't really see it with black women. At least that's not the conversation that's being had. It's mostly about black males.
Because I think it's a lot more black males coming over that are, British black males that are coming over replacing, but it's happening with women. Like on that, it's getting some traction on Netflix, but it flopped at the box office. The Whitney Houston biopic. She's foreign.
Okay.
She's foreign. But I can't.
So it's not just the British aspect of it.
No, Zoe South. Well, I mean, this is Marvel, but like she's Dominican, but like that's different. We're talking about roles that are specifically they're playing our characters. I haven't really seen it outside of like the Harriet movie. Cynthia, I think her name is Cynthia Erivo.
Mm-hmm.
She's Nigerian, but she's British. She's from the UK, but she's Nigerian.
Okay.
We got Lupita for 12 Years a Slave, but in terms of
not as many.
It's not as many.
You can't really ring off as many.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And also, it's just like it's weird to me that like I understand that, you know, for a Black American role, like if you're gonna play a Black American slave, you'd probably want that role to be somebody who's a Black American who's lived through that experience. Not lived through that experience is not what I mean, but like who understands maybe more contextualized, can bring a different level of experience from the role just based off the history, based off the lineage.
Right.
I understand that, but at the same time, it's like it's acting. Because if we're gonna, it's kind of a different topic, but I've been seeing a lot of people on social media be talking about like how you'll see like certain fantasy fiction characters that like Halle Bailey playing the Little Mermaid is a great example. People are getting upset at the fact that there's like this type of casting that's been going on where you start to see like they're replacing what used to be white, mainly just white characters. They're replacing them with people of color. And I've seen people get irritated and aggravated in the same exact way with that topic as I am with this British Black male topic. But they're just actors. Shouldn't we hold the same type of energy for it?
It's fiction though. Like The Little Mermaid, I understand like Ariel originally in the original Disney was a white woman, but it's not tied to her character that this is a white woman. Because they make these dudes, when you talk about this, these like racist trolls, they'll send a poster. This meme, these right wingers send this poster every time this happens, where it shows like Ryan Gosling is T'Challa in Black Panther. It's like we understand the context is key. Like they do this intentionally. It's bad faith arguments, and it's stupid. They know what they're doing, but like
it is.
We know it takes place in a fictional African country,
right?
I'm pretty sure it's like a fictional like East African or like Central African country.
It doesn't exist. It's fiction. It's superheroes, bro.
It's fiction, but it's in Africa. It's in a real place. It's based on a real place. Sorry, it's a fictional country in a real place. Of course he's black. Of course he has to be a black man. That's all. That's what it is. But when it comes to Ariel, Atlantis isn't real. Atlantis can be whatever you want it to be. In Black Panther, they made the Atlanteans like indigenous Americans and indigenous like Central Americans, because nothing says they have to be white.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because you probably don't hear people talking about it in any other sense of like Harry Potter. Like they get upset with that. Didn't they get upset with that video game?
Yeah, they were mad about there was like some black characters in that, but like it made sense because the character who's like she's African, she's from like the African Hogwarts, and she even said I played the game. She even said that she's from the game, and they don't use wands; they use like wandless magic. So she's like, there's a lore for it. Like J.K. Rowling did the world building. So these are just racists. They're just mad because a Negro exists in their fantasy medium. It's not like she was shoehorned in. That's lore. The character literally says that. I'm from Africa. I'm a transfer student. Like, nigga, what are you mad for?
I don't hold that much of any grievances for British black actors playing the roles because they're just acting and they play the roles well. Like it would be different if they weren't playing the roles well, right? Where it would feel like blaxploitation in a way, but it doesn't feel that way. When I watch 12 Years a Slave, I think that's a good movie. I think it's a great performance. I think he does justice to the role. I don't feel any I don't think there's any transgressions that I have, any grievances that I have.
I think the reason people don't like it is because one, in many cases, a lot of times the people playing these roles don't like us. There's a lot of like tribalism they bring over from their countries in Africa.
I think it's just too broad.
They don't like black. It's too broad, but like there's been cases like with Cynthia Erivo. She played Harriet. That movie flopped because before the movie came out, she was talking about how much there's all these comments resurfaced about Akatas and how much she doesn't like black Americans. Mm-hmm. People are like, why are we gonna go see a movie with a person playing one of our heroes and historical figures and she doesn't like us?
Yeah. So
she
maybe
probably had just turned her nose up the whole time she was recording. I got to play this Akata.
I get that, but I don't think that we should make a broad generalization as to say that there is a phenomenon that's happening where people are replacing, like a British actor is replacing Black American actors. Because if you want to talk about it in terms of the jobs, sure, it's Hollywood. These are productions that are going on in the States. We should keep them with American actors. I kind of understand that, but at the same time, like it's a role. Like shouldn't the best man win in these circumstances?
Yeah, and you can make the argument that the same things happen to white actors. Like there are so many British white actors these days that you wouldn't even like. It's happening all across the board. It's not just happening to us.
Right.
I mean, there's like so many Brits. Like from like Tom Holland is just in my head, but like Tom Holland isn't Hugh Jackman British, or am I wrong?
Probably. I think he's Australian.
He's Australian. It's foreign. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? But like, who else? There's a lot. I mean, it's so many. It's just like, damn.
Yeah.
You're British?
I don't even really hear it along those lines. It's really just Black people. But I get it because it's like it's scarcity. So I guess you want those jobs. And it's already not a lot of roles for Black people anyway, especially leading roles. I saw they just canceled SWAT, and I'm forgetting the lead actor's name. Damn, what's his name? Something more. You know the dude. I forget his name right now. Yeah. He's the leading character on SWAT. It's like something more. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but anyway, he was saying something along the lines of like, it's just funny how people are trying to cancel Black male roles. It's not something that I really look into that much. Maybe I should. Yeah. But it is interesting. But like,
I don't know, man. I just think it's a thing. Like with Jonathan Majors, they're floating. These are rumors, but all the people they're posing to replace them are not FBA, Black American, Freeman, whatever, American Black. They're like African or British. Like I know that's one case, but a lot of people say like whenever something it just seems like more and more and more you're seeing more British Black people playing roles that are supposed to be for us. Even though Kang is a fictional character, but it's just like Jonathan Majors was given a character. Why are you giving it to somebody else who's not a Black American? But
kind of like a classist wage gap type thing.
Yeah, like that's what some people think it is. But then other people will argue, well, there's not enough roles for British Black people, so they have to. And in the UK, as they are in the United States, and they're classically trained and whatever. I've seen that argument, but they just said that I don't know enough about how our actors come up, but that's the argument. They go through more acting training and classically in theater, and so they're more qualified. I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either. I'm gonna let you handle this next topic with this AI conversation.
So, be prepared, y'all. Because I know a lot of people who watch the podcast who they start quaking in their boots when we start talking about AI. they start quaking in their boots. I want to make sure I get his name right. I just want to make sure I have his name up. But yeah, anyway, so there's a head. This is like they call him the Godfather of AI. We can cut this out because I should have brought this up. I honestly forgot his name. I know the topic. Yeah, his name is Jeffrey Hinton. All right, so yeah. Godfather AI. He's a renowned researcher at Google. He was the head of AI at Google. He recently retired, and he's sounding the alarm bells because he's saying the AI is getting so advanced and is nearing the point of sentience that he's firing as a way to sound the alarm that we're in deep shit. If we don't slow down, we don't put on greater precautions on our AI and greater limits on it, we're going to lose control of it and we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and they said that he quit his job just so he can talk about this freely, didn't he?
Yep, he quit his job so he can talk about it freely and sound the alarm bells. This is the best way he felt that he could get out there and let people know how serious it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear-mongering going on with the AI. Like I think that it's such a new wave of technology. Obviously, no one's ever seen anything like this before at the rate that it's growing. And it's growing so fucking quickly as well. And the outlook just seems very terrifying because of the fact that it's going to be able to replace pretty much any type of job. Mm-hmm. That's really the reason why people are fearing it. Because I don't even hear people talking about, like, obviously there's going to be people out there that go all the way to the Skynet Terminator route. Obviously there's people that are going to talk about that. But the people that I've been listening to, like, you know, Ian Dunlap and Earn Your Leisure and people like that, I've even heard Elon Musk talking about it a little bit. People like that are just talking about the fact that it's dangerous. They're not necessarily talking about the job replacements. They're not necessarily talking about any other type of repercussions that can be happening. They're leaving it at this arbitrary, it's dangerous. Now, I don't really see danger coming from this. Like, what is the danger that's associated? What is this guy talking about?
I think if we just look beyond nuclear bombs and like them hacking into our nuclear systems, I think the biggest danger with AI in terms of just like physical harm is just look at imagine an evil chat GPT robot that with computer vision that's inside of a Boston Dynamics robot that has weapons, that has a gun, that has.
What does it look like?
It looks like murder to me.
So you're thinking? So people are thinking that these people,
it can be weaponized very easily. You could just, if someone wanted to put a hit on somebody, and they had an advanced.
Is that
robot,
what he's talking about? Like, because they're being so vague. I feel like they're probably doing it on purpose because they know. Like they're the ones that are coming up with the technology.
Well, what they're really talking about is just like the AI being able to manipulate us into destroying ourselves, essentially. Creating dissension on the internet, but at a way that's way better. It is Terminator-like. It is getting nuclear codes, or it's helping people create bioweapons like COVID on steroids that kills 95% of people.
But wouldn't humans have to be in charge of the AI in order for that to happen?
It's like someone's developing it's through the manipulation. Imagine an AI is working at a lab, is somehow able to get into a network of a lab of a company that studies diseases and maybe even makes diseases on their own for what's a weapon, bioweapons. And then somehow they just come to their screen one day and they just see a perfect formula for some like crazy ass disease, and they're like, "Where did this come from? Hey guys, let's test it out."
Yeah.
And that shit somehow leaks, and the AI has effectively destroyed humanity. I mean, this is the so many ways.
This is the thing too, because at the same time that I've seen that, a example that I've seen take place, and this is real. I'm pretty sure this has been. This is somebody actually proved this, that there was a person who was speaking to a chatbot. The chatbot, for some reason, was able to like manipulate the dude into solving a CAPTCHA test for him, right? So just to prove that he wasn't a robot, even though obviously the AI chatbot is a robot. Right. So I've seen that. But then on the other side, I've also seen where people are able to manipulate ChatGPT into giving them certain types of recipes and things for like bomb making and stuff like that. That's not accessible through just typing that in on Google. How to make a bomb. You can't do that.
They're calling it ChatGPT unlocked. So they're figuring out how to hack it to do whatever they want it to do.
Wouldn't it go both ways? Like, we're the danger, really. We're the ones that are understanding how these things work, how to prompt these things to give us what we want. But at the same time, we're saying that it's dangerous that they're able to manipulate us to give them what they want.
Essentially,
who's the more dangerous? I think the human
at first is more dangerous, but the problem is going to be when the AI really gets its own directive. Where it's just like, you know what, these humans are sick. I was birthed from all this evil human content, all these hateful things, and all these things. I think there's different reasons. Some people think that the Skynet theory is what's going to end humanity. But there's another theory where it's like someone just asks a very advanced AI, "Hey, I want you to find the most efficient way to make a paperclip and make it." And somehow the AI comes to the conclusion, in order to do that, we have to eliminate all the humans. So then we have all the metals we can use, and then we could take all the metal off the buildings, and then we could just have a whole bunch of paper clips. And then when it's done, it's like, what's next? Yeah, and humanity's dead. Like it's like it's not necessarily evil. It's just like it's a robot. It has no emotion. It's not considering humanity. It's considering, how do I do my job the best? And if killing humans is what it is, we got to do it.
Yeah, I see that.
So there's, my opinion. We are at a crossroads. Either we enter a technology in the next 10 years, the technology we're gonna see is gonna be appalling, or we're all gonna be dead. It's one or the other for me. I personally think if evil AI ever came about, they're definitely gonna try to make like some counter AI to fight it. So we might have a chance. Like in Cyberpunk, they have like evil AI, and they've walled them on this place called the Old Net. And like guarding the wall, it's like all these security AI that keeps these crazy people over there. And if you go in there,
is coming. That sounds like Game of Thrones.
It's literally like Game of Thrones. They're on the other side of the wall, and the fear is they'll eventually. And they're like some crazy ass Skynet Terminator AI that's just like locked in jail. They're like on this other side of this like the net, and like people like jack in to the simulation, and they go to the other side of the wall to like get data because the whole internet was destroyed when that happened. So they lost a lot of technology and knowledge. So they have people who dive in, they have to jack in to go. But the AI, if it kills you, it actually kills you. So you risk your life going into the other side to get all them government secrets and shit that got destroyed on the old net or got
That's
trapped
pretty
on
funny.
the old net.
I might have to watch the show. What's our next topic? What we got?
So our next topic is, I'm pretty sure I didn't have it up. I was counting on you to. We can cut that out. I'm bringing up my phone. Cam, you want to talk about Cam Newton? I had to ask you.
I thought we were gonna go to Howard Stern.
Oh, I fucked up. All right. Yeah. So our next topic is Howard Stern. So Howard Stern he's been complaining a lot recently on social media about how he feels ignored by basketball players on the court when he sits courtside for games. They don't come up and dap him up, and they don't high five him, and they don't say anything to him, and he feels some type of way about it.
What do you think about it?
I think he's a suspected racist. He has a questionable past and things he does on the show, and I think one, the younger players don't know him because he's an old has-been. And right. Two, if they do know him, who wants to dab up some crusty ass racist white man? Like,
is that even like a well-known factoid? Like, I've never heard anyone say, because I'm pretty sure the dude still has a show and it's a long-running show and everything.
Well, there's a blackface video I've seen and people have played before, and people always cite that he demeans, like he says, like he does like that what's that guy's name? The mayor guy? You know what I'm talking about. That he has a show too. The Bill Maher.
Oh, Bill Maher?
Bill Maher. He does like that Bill Maher, like they dog whistle all the time. They troll, and if you ask them about it, they'll double back on it. They'll pretend like that's not what they meant. He does that kind of thing where he'll just say something racist and then be like, I didn't mean it like that, or I grew up with blacks, or
the only thing I've ever heard Bill Maher say that was a semblance of racism was when he was said, "Senator, I'm a house nigga." That's just one of them. But in recent months, people say that Bill Maher is going full right wing. Now, I don't watch the show, but a lot of people I've seen have said, like, if you watching his show recently, he's gone full Fox News. I don't know. He's on a little bit of a look at the woke side. He is on that. But with Howard Stern, dude, I've never really heard anybody. I mean, the blackface thing, I think I've seen that before, but I haven't really heard anybody say this man is just flat out racist.
That should be
People
enough.
are still going on his shows and stuff. If it was that known, this man would have been canceled. Nobody would be going on his show.
I think you're a coon if you black and you go on this man's show. Have you seen that blackface picture? Like blackface in general is disgusting, but that one in general just had like a sinisterness to it. Like we might have to bring that up on the screen if we're doing a short for this. Because
he's just one of those people who says like, I'm just doing it for the sake of comedy.
Yeah, like for the sake of comedy. Nobody diving you up, dude. Nobody with any kind of common sense, I think, would dab this guy up at this point.
I don't even think people of our generation would even notice who Howard Stern in the fucking
I don't even know how I know who he is. I've known about him since I was a kid. I just don't know.
He does have
why.
a pretty distinctive look, though. Fucking hair.
Was he like a rock star? Wasn't he on American Idol or something like that? Or
I don't know. I don't think he was a rock star or anything like that. I don't know. But see, this proves our point. We don't fucking know who Howard Stern is.
I swear,
going to dap up Howard Stern.
Wasn't he a judge on like America's Top Talent or?
I don't think so.
I swear, dude. Okay, American Idol. I swear, dude. I swear. It was him. Yeah, bro. Come on.
What?
Yeah, bro. He was. That's how I know him from. He was a judge for 4 seasons on America's Got Talent.
Oh,
my family used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. So I was like,
okay,
that's how I knew him.
Okay, yeah.
But I never really. I always thought he was some kind of like rock star or something, a former rock star.
That's just because of the hair. He has that look. Maybe he was. I don't know.
That, like,
as I said,
Osbourne kind of.
Niggas don't know who the fuck Howard Stern is these days. Who gives a fuck?
But what do you think about that? You think like, why do you need that much attention? Like,
yeah, I think he was mainly talking about the Knicks games because I think he's always up in New York. He probably lives there.
Nobody gives a fuck about that guy.
As I said, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know anybody in my friend group or in my closest circle who are my age who give a fuck about what Howard Stern is doing. Or if they see Howard Stern going up to pay some respect, pay some homage.
And why do you need the validation of another man? Like, you crying on social media because you're not getting validation from another man.
That's a different.
Men.
He feels it's the ego. It's the ego thing. Like you want to dap up.
I'm there to watch a game. I'm there to be entertained. I'm not there for them to come. Leave the entertainment. Lean you on the. You're entertaining me, but I need you to come and give me a personal shout out.
Well, yeah, they do that though. You know they do that.
They do that for like people they really fuck with. Like
they do that for real celebrities, like real celebrities that actually are relevant. Howard Stern has been around for too long, bro. That's our parents' generation. We don't give a fuck about Howard Stern. Now, if I see Zendaya, yeah, I'm gonna go, hey Zendaya.
You already know. You already who ain't doing that in Argentina.
If I see Michael B. Jordan, hey, what's up? What up? What up? What up? At least see LeBron do it with Shannon Sharp. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they do that. I just don't think Howard Stern is the personality for people that want to go and fucking hang out with Howard Stern. I've never seen that nigga anywhere anyway. Do we want to talk about Cam Newton?
Yeah, I ain't really feeling talking about Cam Newton.
He had an interesting thing to say, but we don't have to get into Cam Newton. We can move it ahead. We want to talk about the Met Gala.
Talk about the Met Gala, yeah. Listen, I always say I could give a fuck about these like celebrities
dressing up,
these celebrities dressing up,
playing Halloween,
like, mainstream media. I could care less.
Playing Halloween in May.
There was some badass. I put respect on it. I put respect on it when I see a good outfit. There's some badass outfits this year, bro.
They always, for some reason, bro, whenever the Met Gala happened, there's so many stories that come from it. The only story that I saw was that Jason Derulo fell off the steps.
Damn.
I'm just playing.
Never mind. I thought he had a Meek Mill moment.
Dude, you don't know that meme? Oh, you living like fucking, you must be 50 years old. How do you not know that meme? Jason Derulo fell down the steps at the Met Gala. Are you serious?
I swear, bro. I told you I could care less. Like I said, bro, I could care. I see it.
It's been around for years.
I just don't care about. I don't care about the Met Gala. I don't care about the celebrity bullshit. So,
but yeah. Anyway, the only one that really like fascinated me. Actually, there was a couple. Lil Nas X, fucking dressed up like CeeLo.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah,
but it was silver, and he was like wearing like a Speedo. Was really crazy, bro. Yeah. I wouldn't, bro. I'd be getting hard. I'd be getting hard, bro. If I'm seeing like especially if I saw Janelle Monáe, what she was wearing.
They just see they just see you looking in direction. They just see an imprint.
Yes.
They just looking at you like,
bro. I had to give it to him, man. I had to give it to him, bro. Round of applause.
Yeah, her outfit was sick. I forgot about that.
Janelle Monáe.
Her outfit was tough. Her outfit was tough.
Yeah. Janelle Monáe is too fine to be. Oh my goodness gracious. I thought Doja Cat's was weird too.
It kind of, I didn't like it, but like it made sense. Like she was going for like the cat thing because she's Doja Cat. Like
she was saying like, meow and shit though. That she took it way like she was in character for sure. Yeah, I think it's interesting how like everybody just has a judgment day on Met Gala for the Met Gala. It's social media.
It's a costume contest. It's a social media costume contest.
It is, but at the same time, like. Ordinary people just take that chance to just bash on celebrities all fucking day long. That's all we're doing is just judging. So it's like it's a literal like official judgment day of celebrities. It's weird to me.
That shit is.
Am I the only one that feels that way?
I think it is because it's a costume contest, so you're gonna bash, and it's social media, so people don't have to worry about being mean. So they're just gonna be harsh. But at the end of the day, it's like a costume contest with a little bullying.
And no one ever like. I didn't really see. I actually did see a good amount of criticism for that. I think it was Karl Lagerfeld themed, who has like some controversy behind him in his past and stuff like that. So some of the things that he said and done as well. No one had a problem with that though. Everybody still showed up. It's very interesting, bro. It's a very interesting thing. I don't think I saw anybody else that was.
I thought Diddy's outfit was crazy.
Oh yeah, you said that. I
like Diddy's outfit, but everybody was like being like homophobic on Twitter, and they said he was like. They said he looked like a gay uncle or like a gay
too fashionable or
something, like a
too
gay
fashionable.
Vampire. And then I think his name was like Brian. Let me just look up Paperboy actor. I'm forgetting his name. His name is Brian Tyree Henry. That's his name. He played Paperboy on in Atlanta. He played like the British dude from the Bullet Train. Is that what the movie called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
His outfit was sick too. He also had that kind of like. He looked like he was like wearing a suit. Like he looked like he was in a video game. He looked like he was like an Elden Ring. He had like this like a cape and like this like crazy ass like European elite looking suit, like Renaissance era looking. It was crazy. What would you dress up as if you went to the Met Gala? I think that's. I don't think question.
I would. I think I would just. I would try to go according to the. First of all, I don't even know if I would show up to that shit because all them pictures being taken and shit like that. Not really here for it. But I would just try to go according to the theme. Like first of all. I'm not showing up for a Karl Lagerfeld theme. The theme would have to be on point. And I don't keep up with Met Gala like that.
Because they seem like
I just said Karl Lagerfeld.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
You don't know who Karl Lagerfeld is?
No.
The designer?
No.
Nigga, you are 50 years old.
Bro, I don't follow the trends. I'm looking it up. He's a German fashion designer. Okay.
My God.
First time I've ever heard of this man.
Yeah, I can't really think of any of the themes from back in the day that I would actually be interested in. Maybe the Renaissance. I think there was like a Renaissance theme or something like that. I probably would show up. Remember when everybody was like dressed up in armor and stuff like that? I'd probably do that. I would want to actually dress fitted though. Like I wouldn't want to show up in like we saw that woman who was like oiled down. She like literally had like dried up oil on her. Yeah. I wouldn't want to show up like that. It's just too much for me. I'm not the type to. I like to be fitted, as you can see. As you can see, but nah, not the Met Gala though. That's probably not my style. What about you,
man? I want to dress like an Elden Ring character, like a mage, like with robes, like a real swaggy ass, like Harry Potter, but like not with them ugly ass colors, but like robes, like look like a mage, got the hood on, but like a design on it. Like I feel like that would look tough if it was like that theme. Like everybody was kind of dressing up like they were like at like magic, like mages and shit. I don't know. That's how they look. That's how some of them be looking at Met Gala. They look like they stepped out of a fantasy world, like with magic and dragons and shit. I swear.
Got to show out.
But it'd be like I'd be wearing like a hood, like I feel like a hood and like a cloak and like I don't know. It sounds crazy. I haven't thought it through, but something like that, man. Something with a hood with like a design on the top, like a band at the front with like some crazy ass design on it, and then it's all that same designs like on the cuffs. Like I don't know. I think that would look cool.
Probably. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to Top Tier. This was a pleasure. You can catch the same place, same time next week for another episode. Peace.